This is the Sales Gravy Podcast. I'm Jeb Blount, best-selling author of Fanatical Prospecting, Sales EQ, Objections, and Inked, and I'm here to help you open more doors, close bigger deals, and rock your commission check. Welcome back to another episode of the Sales Gravy Podcast. With this episode, I begin a series of conversations with Diane Helbig about her brand new book, Success Without Selling. And in this episode in particular, we're going to be talking about why selling really isn't about selling. And in fact, it's this concept that selling isn't about selling that has a tendency to confound so many people who are trying to build their businesses and trying to sell, because that doesn't actually work. You'll have to stick around to hear what Diane says about that. But before we get started, let's talk a little bit about Sales Gravy University. Sales Gravy University has quickly become the number one place in the world where sales professionals go to learn, to grow, and to develop. Sales Gravy University has attracted such a big audience because we're not like most learning management systems, like most learning platforms. We offer self-paced courses. In fact, we have hundreds of courses, hundreds of hours of content in self-paced courses, like the brand new course I just released on attention control and focus. But we also offer virtual instructor-led training. These are live courses that are taught in a group environment, small groups of people, by our master trainers. They're interactive. You're learning with other people who share your same questions and challenges, and they're fun. Right now, you can take your first course on Sales Gravy University absolutely free by using the coupon free course. Now, this is for first-time users only, but when you go to Sales Gravy University, pick the course you want and check out using the coupon code free course, any course you want, absolutely free. You can access Sales Gravy University at learn.salesgravy.com. That's learn.salesgravy.com, or just go to salesgravy.com and click on the e-learning tab in the top menu. And when you go to Sales Gravy University, don't forget, if you've never taken a course, you can get your first course for free by using the code FREECOURSE. Now, here's part one of my conversation with Diane Helbig on why selling really isn't about selling. Diane, welcome to the Clubhouse.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the new book that you've got out and why you chose to write this book.
Thank you. So the book is Succeed Without Selling, and the subtitle is The More You Think About Selling, the Less You'll Sell. So I decided to write, I decided to write it because so many salespeople and small business owners are, in my estimation, behaving badly because they are so focused on selling that they're not getting what they want, right? They're not getting the results that they want. And it's frustrating. And so I thought, you know what? If I just, and this is what I teach when I do sales training. So I thought if I can put it into a book and I can just tell them everything, like everything about sales, mindset, what happens when you do this, but what happens when you do that kind of thing, with scripts and templates in the back of the book. And I can just give them everything. Hopefully a bell will go off in their head and they'll start doing things differently so they'll have better results.
One of the things that you say in the book is that being successful in sales has nothing to do with selling. And, as a lifelong sales professional, I mean, it seems like it's sort of the opposite of what we do. So I'm curious, could you explain what you mean by that and help us understand, why being successful in sales has nothing to do with selling?
Sure. Thanks for that question. It's a great one. The reason I say that is because when salespeople are selling, they are thinking about themselves. They're thinking about that, they have to hit quota, that they have to get revenue, that they have to do all these things. And so their mindset is, I have to convince you need what I have to sell. I have to be eloquent enough. I have to say the right things. I have to be persuasive, just like all of these things. And the truth is that when salespeople behave that way, they do it at networking events, they do it when they're in the sales meeting, they do it all the time. They don't get the sale because they're not listening. They're not matching what they have to what that person needs. They're not hearing what the situation is. So, that's why I say it's not about selling, it's about solving, right? It's about connecting and making sure that it's a good fit, because that's how you get long-term business relationships that serve your business for decades.
And I totally agree with you. So I was not long ago, I was doing a training out in Oregon, and one of the people in my class was an ex-CIA agent. And he grabbed me in between. I was teaching some concepts out of sales EQ around human influence frameworks. And he grabbed me and said, he's like, what's the difference between what you're teaching and what we were doing as CIA agents, which is essentially when we were bringing people in, we were using the same frameworks you're teaching to get people to turn over information or to rat out someone else. And I said, the difference is that, the human brain works the way the human brain works. Like, for example, if you listen to someone, it makes them like you more. It's just how we operate. And if they like you more and you listen to them, they're more likely to give you something because you made them feel good. I mean, that's just basic influence frameworks. But what you said is exactly how I explained it to him. I said, in your line of work, you were using these influence frameworks to manipulate people into giving you what they wanted. In my line of work, I help people. I solve problems. And the very last thing I want to do is sell someone something or do something for someone that they don't want or don't need. And that doesn't mean that I couldn't. I'm pretty good at influencing people and persuading people. And I could certainly do that. I could go out and sell things to people that they didn't need, but I never do that, and I would never do that. It's a normal thing for me in my business to turn customers away and say, we're the wrong fit for you. You should go do this because you're going to spend money with me and you're not going to get the outcome that you desire. And I've always led with that, and I believe that there's a sincerity in that, and people know it. And when they know that and they get that, what's so funny about it is when you tell them I'm the wrong fit for you, they start trying to figure out how I can be a fit for them.
That is so true. Exactly. I had someone say to me once, I said, listen, I'm not the right resource for you. She said, well, I sure hope you are because I trust you. And I said, well, then you're going to have to trust me when I tell you I am not the right resource for you. Right? That's exactly right. What you say. And those people will refer you to people because you're honest.
Exactly right. You're honest. And think about, even like you talk about small businesses, but even like the local place where I live, CNC Tire, we only take our cars there, only to Tommy. Because we know that we trust him and he's honest. And if he can't fix it, he won't say, yeah, I can try to fix it. And then you spend money with him. He'll say, this isn't going to happen here. Let me get you someone that can do that. Or if you come in and say, I need this fixed because I think this is the problem, he'll say, nah, it's a $2 part. This is, you don't have this problem. And he's always been that way. And if you look at his business, there's people waiting in line to get him to work on their cars because he's not trying to sell you something that you don't need.
And because we are so used to mechanics selling us things we don't need, that he's a gem, right?
Exactly.
So the salespeople who don't sell are the ones that people gravitate toward because they know they're going to be told the truth. It's a total integrity thing. And I'll add something to what you were talking about, which is when you convince somebody they need what you have, it's a really bad relationship and neither of you like it. So why would you do it? You're going to end up spending time with someone that it's just difficult all the time.
What it generates is resentment. And so on both sides, like if I sell you something that you don't need and you realize that I did that, then you resent me. Or if you're a small business, and I've been on the other side of this, right? When I needed a sale or I needed to get a deal done. And in some cases, it's the flip side is I would lower my price or I would add on services in order to convince someone that I could help to do business with me. But down the road, as my business grew, I started resenting the customer because I felt like they were taking advantage of me.
Right.
And resentment leads to contempt. And resentment and contempt for business relationships is the gangrene of business relationships. It will rot them out at the core until there's a point where you cannot save the relationship. There won't be any referrals. You don't like each other, and it almost always ends badly. So when your focus is on, like, I love what you said, solving rather than selling. you only solve problems you can solve, and you solve
Yeah.
problems you can solve at a price point that allows you to provide the service that the person is expecting you to deliver down
Yes.
the road post sale.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Join me on the next episode when I continue my conversation with Diane Helbig. And don't forget to go to Sales Gravy University and get your free course. If you've never taken a course before, you're a first-time user, use code FREECOURSE. Just go to learn.salesgravy.com. That's learn.salesgravy.com, or go to salesgravy.com and click on the e-learning tab in the top menu. And when you check out, use the code FREECOURSE to get any course you choose, your first course, absolutely free.